couple of areas that I am very intrigued and interested in investing is number one is India. So India, from a demographic standpoint, looks stronger than China. The average age is about 33. In China, the average age is about 37. So from a demographic standpoint, it seems like a good place for long-term growth. Many investors are investing billions of dollars into India. I think Modi's doing a great job advertising India just right now in the U.S. So I think longer term, you're going to see kind of what we saw in China over the past 20, 30 years. I think you're going to see in India. So in any type of pullback on the Indian market, I think it's interesting to me. The valuations are a little expensive here, but when you think about the long-term growth, I think you're actually getting paid at a pretty good level. Again, any pullbacks here I like a lot. I think Japan also looks interesting. I think there's a move away from China, and I think we're going to start to see Japan perform well. We're starting to see real rates being positive, and inflation is not as big of a problem there is in other places around the world. So I can see another place where, whether it's the U.S. markets and other countries, start to build out and trade more with Japan than in China.
Right, Philip, I do want to get your sense in. I mean, I know that everybody's getting very big on India, but I just wonder whether you're pushing the envelope when it comes to valuations and whether or not this structurally, this is a trade that has more legs in the sense that right now China is down. I mean, I hope it's not a relative story. It's an absolute structural story that people are interested in.
Yeah, I really do believe it's an absolute structural story. Well, just think about all the billions of dollars being poured into India right now. Think about what we're looking to do with the U.S., with India, in terms of the infrastructure build out there. So I think what you're going to see is this huge move that's going to occur away from China. I think India is a great place to be. Again, it goes back to demographics relative to China. Now, it's a great long-term story. If you want to manufacture a plant in India as a major company in the U.S., I think that makes a ton of sense. So I think, and we're seeing it now. So because of that, that's an absolute long-term story. I think, and so, yes, I said before, valuations, I think, are a little bit rich, and that's fine. So you don't have to jump in today. Price is important in terms of getting good results over time. So there's nothing wrong with being a little bit patient. Any type of pullbacks in the Indian market, which you will get, you can be a buyer.
The thing is, in your answer, you have compared India to China a couple of times, right? So that gives me the sense that obviously because of geopolitical tensions, people are looking at options aside of China to diversify supply chains. And so India comes top of the list as the China plus one strategy. Also, ASEAN is in the pecking order as well. So that's where the relativity comes in. Because if, let's say, things abate on the geopolitical front, relations stabilize, China sends out the right messages in terms of we're open for business, we're open to investments, then wouldn't money chase China back?
No, I think COVID was a big wake-up call for all of us. I think that every company around the world recognizes that China is not what it was 20, 30 years ago. There are other opportunities to invest and build and diversify away, especially on the supply chain issues. It was a huge wake-up call, and it's something that every major company recognized, and because of that, they're going to make the relative changes that's going to make a difference in their businesses longer term. It makes perfect sense.